Alright folks, how you doing? Welcome back. So one of the criticisms I had of Michael Desarian and Unslaved, even before I fell out with him, was that Michael just kind of rants and rambles and he puts together these presentations, but he never really fully explains what he means. And I remember he was breaking down the movie Zardoz, starring Sean Connery, and he was talking about the difference between the Apollonian and the Dionysian. But I remember scratching my head all throughout that particular episode, and I'm thinking, what does he actually mean? He's not really broken it down, which is why I adopted the approach that I did of doing presentations with the images on one side and the information on the other side, so that if you don't get it through words, you'll get it through the visuals, or it's a combination of both. So Apollonian, and it's taken till now to figure out what the fuck he even meant, and I had to do my own research at that. Apollonian, it means, number one, relating to the god Apollo, or two, relating to the rational, ordered, and self-disciplined aspects of human nature. To use a fictional analogy, it means the way of the Jedi, if you want to go into the realm of sci-fi. Whereas Dionysian, relating to the god Dionysus, relating to the sensual, spontaneous, and emotional aspects of human nature. In other words, to use again a Star Wars analogy, the way of the Sith. Now, I've broke it down for you and explained it in about 10 seconds. Not an hour long or hour and a half or 2 hour long humongous rant about what these things mean without explaining the definition of what they actually mean. I've just presented it to you, using our good friend Google. Harmonious, when it comes to Apollonian, that is, harmonious, measured, ordered, or balanced. Dionysian, sensuous, frenzied, or orgiastic character. In other words, Apollonian, Jedi, Dionysian, Sith. I've broken it down for you in just over 2 minutes. And I think it's important to really break things down to their definition level, as in dictionary definition level, and then you work your way up from there. You build it up from there, because if you don't have a working dictionary definition, then how's anyone supposed to really follow what you mean? And it's interesting because in Academy of the Hellenes, which is going to be, I think, the smallest and the shortest of the channels, but definitely still very, very important, I go into Apollo and Dionysus from the perspective of David Icke, Michael Desarian himself through Irish Origins of Civilization, and Commons Beaumont. 3 very different perspectives on Apollo and what Apollonian means, and Dionysus and what Dionysian means. But again, you have to start with a working definition.